Have you ever wondered why some people seem constantly dissatisfied, even when they have enough financial resources? Why does the feeling of scarcity persist despite decent wages or even high gains? This is a phenomenon that affects millions around the world, an invisible but powerful sensation that leads us to spend more than we need, to constantly seek more material goods, and to live under the weight of chronic financial anxiety. But what if I told you that there is an old solution, tested over the centuries, capable of transforming this mentality of scarcity into abundance? An approach that does not depend on magical formulas or complicated financial tricks, but the way you see and react to life circumstances. This approach comes directly from Stoic philosophy, an ancient practice that teaches us to master our emotions, simplify our needs, and find balance in the midst of external turmoil. In this video, we will explore how to apply 8 powerful Stoic lessons to transform your financial life. In the end, you will have practical tools to reduce stress, consciously spend, and build a healthy relationship with money. More than that, you will learn to cultivate gratitude, contentment, and emotional freedom, essential qualities to prosper in a world where consumerism often rules our decisions. If you are ready to change your perspective and gain true financial tranquility, be aware of the following content. Each step we will take together will be a valuable investment on your journey towards internal and external abundance. Before we dive into practical lessons, it is important to understand the philosophical basis that supports this approach. Stoicism is a school of thought originated in ancient Greece, founded by Zeno de Citio in the 3rd century BC. Its essence lies in teaching how to live with wisdom, virtue, and resilience, regardless of external circumstances. For Stoic people, our happiness does not depend on what happens around us, but how we choose to react to these events. One of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is the distinction between what we can control and what is out of our reach. While we cannot avoid economic crises, financial or unforeseen losses, we have full control over our emotions, attitudes, and behaviors in the face of these situations. This focus on what really matters, our actions and thoughts, makes Stoicism an incredibly powerful tool to face modern challenges. Now you may be wondering, how does this apply to personal finances? The answer lies precisely in the way this philosophy helps us rethink our relationship with money. In a world where we are constantly bombarded by consumer messages, buy more, spend now, Stoicism offers a clear alternative. Living simply, prioritizing the essentials, and finding genuine satisfaction in the present. Imagine, for example, what your financial life would be like if you could stop comparing yourself to others, reduce unnecessary expenses, and invest in lasting experiences and values. Also imagine what it would be like to deal with financial adversities without panicking or desperate, simply because you would have already built a resilient mindset. These are just a few examples of the transformative impact that Stoicism can have on your practical life. Moreover, by adopting a long-term vision, Stoicism encourages us to think beyond immediate. This means saving consistently even when it seems difficult, cultivate skills that increase our employability, and plan for the future calmly and safely. In doing so, we created a solid foundation to face any situation, whether favorable or challenging. Therefore, before we advance to specific lessons, remember this crucial point. Stoicism is not just an ancient theory. It is a lively practice that remains relevant today. By applying it to your financial decisions, you will be taking a significant step towards emotional and financial freedom. Lesson 1. Accept what you can't control. The first Stoic lesson we will explore is undoubtedly one of the most fundamental, accepting what is out of our control. This principle may seem simple at first glance, but its practical application in personal finance has a deep impact. When we face unforeseen events, such as economic crises, loss of employment, or medical emergencies, our natural tendency is to panic or try to control something that does not depend on us. However, learning to accept these situations can be liberating. Imagine, for example, a global financial crisis that directly affects your economies. Instead of being consumed by anxiety, you can focus on what you can really change: your daily expenses, your budget, and your saving strategies. By directing your energy to what is within your reach, you dramatically reduce stress and gain mental clarity to make better decisions. But how to put this into practice? An effective way is to create an emergency fund. This feature serves as a financial mattress that amortizes the impacts of unforeseen events, allowing you to face adversity without compromising your fixed expenses. Start by booking small amounts regularly, even if it's only 5% of your monthly salary. The goal is to accumulate the equivalent of 3 to 6 months of covered expenses. In addition, consider investing in appropriate insurance, such as health insurance, residential insurance, or life insurance. These instruments are practical ways to mitigate risks that are beyond their control, providing peace of mind at difficult times. By internalizing this principle, you develop a resilient mindset that transforms financial challenges into opportunities to strengthen your independence. Remember, accepting the external circumstances does not mean resignation. It means channeling your energy where it really makes a difference. Lesson 2. Simplify your needs. The second Stoic lesson we will explore today is the importance of simplifying your needs. In a world where we are constantly encouraged to consume more, distinguish between real, impulsive needs can be challenging. However, this distinction is crucial to achieving a balanced and short-sighted financial life. Stoics teach us that true happiness does not come from the accumulation of material goods, but from the ability to appreciate the essentials. By reducing the excess in our lives, we create room to focus on what really matters: health, relationships, personal growth, and emotional well-being. This minimalist approach not only relieves financial weight, but also brings mental clarity and purpose. But how to simplify your needs in practice? The first step is to perform a detailed audit of your monthly expenses. Take a notepad or open your budget spreadsheet and list all recent purchases. Now divide them into 2 categories: essential, housing, food, basic transportation, and non-essential, time murders, impulse purchases, unnecessary signatures. After identifying the superfluous items, ask a simple question before any future purchase. Will it bring me real value, or is it just a momentary boost? If the answer is negative, avoid spending. This does not mean renouncing pleasure, but prioritizing what really contributes to its quality of life. Also, adopt the habit of questioning aggressive marketing that tries to convince you that you need more things. Remember, happiness is not in the windows. It resides in gratitude for what you already have. By practicing this conscious simplification, you will begin to realize that less often means more. More freedom, more peace, and more resources available for truly significant investments. Lesson 3. Practice voluntary negotiation. The third Stoic lesson we will address is the practice of voluntary negotiation, a powerful technique to strengthen your financial and emotional resilience. The idea behind this principle is simple but transformative. By deliberately choosing to give up certain luxuries or temporarily comfort, you develop greater self-control and learn to further value what really matters. Imagine spending a month without unnecessary shopping. No expensive coffee, no new streaming app, no garment driven by aggressive marketing. This challenge without purchases may seem restrictive at first glance, but in fact it serves as an exercise in self-discovery. By voluntarily depriving these little pleasures, you realize how little they really impact your happiness in the long run. This practice also helps to combat impulsive consumerism, one of the main enemies of financial health. When we face temptations in everyday life, our mind tends to justify spending as deserved or necessary. However, By adopting voluntary denial regularly, you create a mental barrier against these impulses. Over time, this becomes a healthy habit that significantly reduces your unnecessary expenses. In addition, resources saved during this period can be redirected for more important goals, such as creating an emergency fund, investing in education, or even saving for a significant trip. The important thing is to transform this experience of momentary deprivation into a lasting gain. For starters, try a 30-day challenge without non-essential purchases. Write down your observations along the way. What were the difficulties? What did you find out about yourself? How did you feel at the end of the period? These reflections will be valuable to consolidate this practice in your routine. By practicing voluntary negotiation, you not only improve your financial situation, but also build a solid foundation to resist the external pressures that often lead us to spend beyond what is necessary. Lesson 4. Value what you already have. The fourth Stoic lesson we are going to explore is centered on something often underestimated in the search for financial abundance: gratitude for what we already have. In a world where we are constantly encouraged to wish more, cultivating appreciation for simple things can be one of the most powerful strategies to reduce the feeling of scarcity. When we focus only on what is missing or what we still want to achieve, we end up neglecting the resources and opportunities that are already within our reach. This creates a vicious cycle of dissatisfaction, where we never feel we have enough. On the contrary, Stoic people remind us that true wealth is not related to the amount of material goods, but to the ability to fully take advantage of the present. An effective practice to incorporate this mindset is to maintain a diary of financial gratitude. Reserve a few minutes daily to write down 3 things you are grateful for your finances. It can be as basic as having a comfortable home, access to healthy eating, or even the freedom to choose how to spend your time. This activity helps reprogram your mind to see the blessings that often go unnoticed. Also remember that valuing what you already have does not mean stop dreaming or planning new goals. It only means adjusting your perspective, recognizing that happiness and satisfaction can be found in little things. For example, instead of frustrating because it has not yet achieved its goal of financial independence, celebrate each stage of the way, such as payment of a debt or increased balance of its savings. By practicing this mindset change, you will begin to realize that abundance already exists in your life. She just needs to be noted and celebrated. And with this new consciousness, it will be easier to resist the temptation to seek external solutions to internal problems. Lesson 5. Detach yourself from social status. The fifth Stoic lesson we will address is the importance of detaching from social status and external comparisons. In a world connected by social networks where people often display only the best moments of their lives, it is easy to fall into the trap of comparing our reality with the idealizations of others. However, this practice can be extremely harmful to our financial and emotional health. Stoicism teaches us that genuine happiness does not depend on the validation of others or the possession of expensive material goods. We often spend money unnecessarily because we want to design a specific image or follow trends imposed by society. This invisible pressure may lead to debt accumulation, excessive consumption, and constant dissatisfaction. To break this cycle, start by reducing the time you dedicate to social networks. By limiting your exposure to content that promotes consumerism or social competition, you gain mental clarity and space to reflect on your own values. Ask yourself, what are my real priorities? What brings me true satisfaction? The answer will probably not be in a new car or brand clothing, but in human connections, health, and personal growth. Also, seek to follow accounts and communities that promote minimalism, simplicity, and emotional well-being. Inspiring yourself into authentic and real examples can help shape your perspective more positively. For example, follow influencers who share stories of conscious economy, intelligent savings, and balanced life. By disconnecting from consumerism induced by social networks and focusing on what really matters to you, you create freedom to invest your time and resources in things that generate lasting value. Remember, wealth is no longer in possessing, but in better enjoying what you already have. Lesson 6. Invest in yourself, not just material goods. The sixth Stoic lesson we will explore today is the idea of investing in yourself as a way to create true and lasting wealth. Although many associate financial prosperity with the purchase of material goods or the accumulation of tangible assets, Stoic people remind us that the largest investment we can make is in our own education, health, and personal development. When we talk about investments, we usually think of stocks, real estate, or investment funds. However, these are only external aspects of the financial equation. The most valuable capital you have, and that no one can take from you, is your knowledge, your skills, and your ability to adapt. By directing part of your budget to improve these internal pillars, you create a solid foundation to face any future challenge. For example, invest in online courses, workshops, or educational books that expand your professional skills. This not only increases your career growth chances, but also strengthens your employability in an increasingly competitive market. In addition, prioritize your physical and mental health. After all, without well-being, no level of material wealth will have real meaning. Another practical way to apply this lesson is to allocate resources for enriching experiences such as cultural travel, networking events, or learning new languages. These experiences contribute to their personal growth and open doors to future opportunities that can be much more valuable than any material product. Remember, every dollar invested in yourself has the potential to generate infinitely larger returns than any impulsive or superfluous purchase. By adopting this mindset, you turn your personal heritage into an inexhaustible source of abundance. Lesson 7. Adopt a long-term vision. The seventh Stoic lesson we will explore is the importance of adopting a long-term vision in their financial decisions. In a world where immediate gratification dominates, thinking beyond the present may seem contrary. However, this perspective is critical to building financial security and achieving emotional freedom. Stoics teach us that true wisdom lies in the ability to prioritize the future over now. This does not mean ignoring your current needs, but rather balances the present with lasting goals. By making choices based on a long-term mindset, you create a solid foundation to face adversity and take advantage of opportunities when they arise. A clear example of this approach is planning for retirement or financial independence. Many people postpone these considerations for years, justifying that there is still time. But the sooner you start, the lower the impact on your daily budget. Even small, regular contributions can become large sums over time, thanks to the power of compound interest. In addition, adopting a long-term vision helps to avoid impulsive decisions that compromise your future stability. For example, before taking a loan or taking a significant debt, ask yourself, does this decision benefit me today, but how will it affect my life in 5 or 10 years? This reflection promotes clarity and responsibility in financial choices. To implement this lesson in practice, start creating clear goals for different temporal horizons, short, medium, and long term. Set concrete steps to reach them, such as starting a private pension plan, increasing your monthly economies, or diversifying your investments. Remember, consistency is the key. Consistent small efforts generate extraordinary results over time. By internalizing this mindset, you not only protect your future, but also achieve peace of mind, knowing that you are prepared for any scenario. Lesson 8. Find pleasure in the process, not just the results. The eighth and last Stoic lesson we will explore in this video is the importance of finding pleasure on the journey, rather than focusing exclusively on the final results. Many times, when we set ambitious financial goals, we are so obsessed with fate that we lose sight of the value of the path traveled. This can lead to frustration, especially if progress is slow or not meeting initial expectations. Stoics teach us that genuine happiness lies in the way we face challenges and celebrate small victories along the way. Instead of seeing each obstacle as a temporary defeat, face it as an opportunity to learn and grow. This change of perspective transforms the process of financial improvement into something more rewarding and significant. For example, imagine that your goal is to save a certain amount to make a personal dream, such as buying a home or starting your own business. Instead of focusing only on the final number, recognize every step taken in that direction. Celebrating when you reduce unnecessary expense, achieve a new goal of savings, or exceeds financial difficulty strengthens your motivation and reinforces your commitment to the biggest goal. In addition, this approach helps to maintain emotional balance during difficult periods. When we face setbacks, such as market falls or financial unforeseen events, our ability to appreciate the effort made to that point becomes crucial. Remember, success is not just the end result. It is also in conscious choices and positive attitudes adopted along the way. To apply this lesson in practice, create habits that encourage simple and consistent celebrations. For example, book a weekly moment to reflect on your recent achievements or share your victories with someone close. Reward yourself in modest ways, such as a relaxing break or a pleasant activity after reaching important milestones. By seeing the process as an essential part of the journey, you create a solid emotional base that supports your long-term financial efforts. We have reached the end of this journey of financial transformation guided by the principles of Stoic philosophy. Throughout this video, we have exploited 8 powerful lessons that can change their relationship with money, reduce stress, and promote an abundant mindset. Let's briefly recap these teachings. 1. Accept what you cannot control. Create an emergency fund and invest in insurance to face unforeseenly. 2. Simplify your needs. Identify and eliminate superfluous expenses, focusing on the essentials. 3. Practice voluntary denial. Try challenges such as without purchases for 30 days to strengthen your self-control. 4. Value what you already have. Cultivate financial gratitude through a daily reflections diary. 5. Detach up with social status, reduce exposure to social networks, and get inspired by authentic examples. 6. Invest in itself, alone resources for education, health, and personal growth. 7. Adopt a long-term vision, plan clear goals, and start saving or investing today. Find pleasure in the process. 8. Celebrate small victories along the way and stay motivated. These lessons, although simple in theory, require constant practice to become an integral part of their life. Remember, emotional and financial freedom are not conquered overnight. They result from conscious and consistent choices. Now it's your turn to act. Choose one of these lessons and apply it today. Don't wait until tomorrow. Start now, even with a small step. Reserving 5% of your salary to an emergency fund, cutting an unnecessary signature, or simply noting 3 things you are financially grateful, each action counts. Remember, true wealth is not in the things we accumulate, but in the peace of mind we cultivate. By applying these Stoic principles to your financial life, you not only achieve material stability, but also emotional freedom. Learning to accept what you cannot control, simplifying your needs, and investing in yourself is a powerful way to live with purpose and gratitude. The journey towards abundance begins within you. Find pleasure in the process, celebrate every little victory, and follow firmly toward your dreams. As Marco Aurelio said, we adapt to what we can control and endure what we cannot. Leave a comment below telling you which lesson resonated with you and how you plan to implement it. Share this video with friends who also seek financial balance and subscribe to the channel to access more valuable content about personal development and finance. You have everything you need to transform your financial life. The next step depends only on you. Let's build an abundant mindset together.